Stephen A. Smith wants to leave ESPN for GH permanently. The sports titan eyes a new soap opera dynasty. In an announcement that shook both the sports world and the soap opera universe, Stephen A. Smith, ESPN's most recognizable and polarizing personality, has allegedly revealed plans to leave the sports network for good and pursue a full-time role on ABC's General Hospital. Known for his thunderous takes on First Take, Smith is now setting his sights on a very different arena, the turbulent streets of Port Charles. This isn't a guest stint. This isn't a cameo. This is Stephen A. Smith, the man who turned sports commentary into performance art, wanting to trade his microphone for a scalpel, a scheme, or perhaps even a love triangle. And fans from both fandoms are reacting with a mix of shock, excitement, and skepticism. Let's break down how this stunning pivot came to be and what it could mean for General Hospital. Smith first appeared on GH back in 2016 as Brick, a tech expert and trusted associate of mob kingpin Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Benard. While the role was small, it wasn't throwaway. Brick wasn't just some background player. He was the man behind the mob's encrypted communications, a slick operator in a sharp suit with a cool demeanor and an unshakable loyalty to Sonny. Fans were initially amused, then captivated. Smith brought a surprising gravitas to the role, blending the charm of his on-air personality with a grounded seriousness fit for a drama. Brick grew from one-off guest appearances to a cult favorite, returning for pivotal storylines involving Sonny's operations, security breaches, and even emotional turning points for the mob boss. Behind the scenes, Smith developed a close relationship with the GH cast, particularly Benard. "Working with Maurice is like going to graduate school for acting," Smith once said. "He's generous, he's a genius, and he made me feel like I belonged." Few people realize that before Smith became the face of ESPN's First Take, he studied acting in college. Long before the hot takes and passionate rants, Stephen A. dreamed of the stage. Life took him down the path of sports journalism, but the acting bug never left. His recurring GH role rekindled that spark. According to insiders close to the production, Smith has recently become obsessed with story structure, character development, and scene pacing. On more than one occasion, he has stayed on set well after his scenes wrapped, offering notes and ideas to writers and asking questions about upcoming arcs. "He's not here for vanity," said one anonymous producer. "He's here because he genuinely loves the work." Though Stephen A. remains ESPN's highest-paid on-air personality, multiple sources have confirmed that the pressures of daily broadcasting are beginning to wear on him. "Stephen A. is ESPN's franchise," one colleague said. "But it's a grind. The debates, the hot takes, the constant intensity. It's exhausting, and it's getting repetitive." Smith himself hinted at this during a recent podcast episode. "Sometimes I feel like I'm saying the same things over and over again," he admitted. "Different games, same drama. And while I love the NBA, there's a part of me that wants to stretch, creatively, emotionally." In contrast, GH has provided him a kind of creative outlet he hasn't found in years. While ESPN makes him a sports legend, General Hospital gives him a chance to reimagine himself, not as a commentator, but as a character. During a candid Instagram live session, Stephen A. dropped the line that sent social media into a frenzy. "I've been thinking long and hard about where I want to be. And I'm telling y'all right now, I want to live in Port Charles full-time. Brick deserves more. And I think I do too." Within minutes, hashtag Brick takes over and hashtag Stephen A on GH began trending. The reaction was explosive. Soap fans cheered at the idea of one of TV's most magnetic personalities fully committing to daytime drama. ESPN fans were stunned, many skeptical but curious. Was this for real? Could the king of sports debate really give it all up for a scripted world of mobsters, lovers, and secrets? According to several industry insiders, yes, he's serious. Smith has reportedly asked his agent to begin transition talks with ABC, exploring a scenario in which he would wind down his ESPN obligations and pivot fully to scripted acting. Upon hearing of Smith's interest in becoming a full-time cast member, GH head writers wasted no time sketching ideas. "Brick has always been a behind-the-scenes guy," one writer explained. "But if Stephen A. is all in, we're talking major arcs. romance, betrayal, maybe even his own spin-off. The GH writer's room is reportedly toying with a multi-phase Brick expansion arc, tentatively titled Operation Rain, in which Brick is caught in a dangerous internal war between Sunny and a new West Coast syndicate, ultimately leading to Brick taking over the Port Charles mob after Sunny's potential fall from grace. Other rumored twists include Brick's long-lost daughter, a teenaged hacker with a criminal past, a love triangle with Jordan Ashford, and a returning Valerie Spencer. A shocking betrayal, where Brick double-crosses Sunny for reasons tied to a buried trauma. Steven brings both the emotional weight and the intensity, another source said. And he's got something that works in daytime. You can't look away. It's no surprise that ESPN isn't taking this news lightly. Losing Stephen A. would be like the Lakers losing LeBron in his prime. According to multiple sources within ESPN, executives have been scrambling to craft a counteroffer. We're talking private jet privileges, production credit, even a limited production deal to develop his own projects, said a high-ranking network insider. Anything to keep him in the fold. But Smith, it seems, is unmoved. ESPN gave me everything, he said in a recent podcast. But GH is giving me something different. It's giving me life. It's giving me character. It's giving me story. The man behind Sunny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, spoke about Stephen Yes's potential departure from sports with deep admiration. I've worked with a lot of people over the years. Stephen A. has a presence. It's rare. He steps on the set, and it's like a light flips on. If he wants to be here full-time, I'll clear my schedule. Let's build Port Charles around him. Bernard also hinted that Sunny and Brick could move from allies to adversaries, possibly building toward a Godfather-style clash for the soul of the criminal empire. There's also buzz that GH and ESPN could strike a wild crossover storyline before Smith officially jumped ship. One floated idea involves Brick going undercover at ESPN to expose a criminal laundering scheme using pro athletes, leading to cameos from Max Kellerman, Molly Karam, and even Shaquille O'Neal playing exaggerated versions of themselves. It's not just a soap story, says one source. It's a cultural event. It's never been done before. Across platforms, fan responses have ranged from euphoric to conflicted. At GHAddict84, yes, yes, yes. Brick has been the most underutilized character for years. Stephen A. is electric. At SportsJunkie77, he better be bluffing. ESPN, without him, is like SNL, without Weekend Update. At Soap and Sneakers, if Brick takes over Sunny's empire, I will throw a Port Charles party every week. Even soap legends chimed in. Jeannie Francis Laura tweeted, Stephen A. full-time on #H?
Count me in.
The man knows how to command a room. With recent shakeups in the General Hospital cast, several veterans retiring and younger stars seeking primetime work, the arrival of a powerhouse personality like Stephen A. could reinvigorate the show's brand. People outside the soap world don't get it, said Frank Valentini, the show's executive producer. Stephen is what daytime needs: charisma, intensity, and unpredictability. He respects the genre, and he's ready to go all in. Insiders suggest that a Brick-centric year-long arc is already being outlined for the 2025 to 2026 season. Stephen A. Smith is many things: loud, passionate, controversial. But beneath the surface, he's an artist yearning for reinvention. In Port Charles, he's found more than a role. He's found a new identity. Whether this becomes a genre-defining crossover or simply a bold experiment, one thing is certain: the world is watching. And when Brick finally walks into Sunny's office, not as a subordinate, but as a rival, daytime TV may never be the same.